Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and in today's video we're finally doing another good, bad, and ugly. I feel like it's been quite some time now since we did a good, bad, and ugly, and today we're going to do one on the old Honda S2000. Also, if I look all like wet or whatever, my dog was just licking me like I was a popsicle of some sort, a Tootsie Pop, and was trying to figure out how many licks it actually takes to get to the center of me, because she was looking at me. So if I look wet over here, that's the reason why. Song of the day. Actually, no. Before we get into the song of the day, let's tell you, if you're new here and you've never seen a good, bad, ugly video before, the way these videos work is first I go over everything you need to know about the car. That's just basic information like the years made, engines it came with, etc. And then I get into what the community tends to do with them in terms of modifying them. You know, if they drift them, if they track them, if they street race them, what do they do? You know what I'm saying? And then I finally get into the good, the bad, and the ugly, which we'll go over when we get there. It's more in-depth, and then at the end of the video I tell you whether or not I think you should buy the car depending on the current situation that you are in. Song of the day is called PIMP by 50 Cent. We all know this song, man. We all know this absolute classic, this hood classic, literally a hood classic. It's a banger. It's such a good song. It is absolutely amazing. Every time I'm driving in my Acura Integra, my little red Acura Integra as the whitest guy known to man, I'm blaring this song all the time. It's the best song out there. Without further ado, let's go right into the good, the bad, and the ugly on the Honda S2000. So like I said, first things first, the first thing we must talk about is basic information about the car, like just the things you need to know. First off is the years made and the generation. Well, it was made between the years 1999 to 2009, and it is the only generation, obviously, of the S2000, although apparently they are thinking about making some new generation of it. That's probably going to be an EV, and it'd be absolutely disappointing. So this might end up being the first generation in a little bit, but as of right now, it's the only generation. However, there is like a facelift, big refresh within the car in America. So the first one is the AP1, and that was made between the years 1999 to 2004, and it comes with a 2-liter inline-4 making 237 horsepower. By the way, I am going off of American numbers. I know over in Japan they had different engines and horsepower numbers, yada yada yada, but in America that was the AP1. And then in 2004 to 2009 we had the AP2, and that one comes with a 2.2-liter inline-4 making 239 horsepower. It's kind of iffy on which one's better. People always are arguing about it in the S2000 worlds. I don't really know the difference between the two, if I'm being honest, besides obviously the engines there. Also, there is a trim called the Club Racer, or CR for short, which makes the same horsepower, but it's significantly different because it has like a whole new aero kit, different suspension setup, all kinds of different things. It's lighter. It's the more racing oriented version of the S2000, but it's pretty rare, but I just figured I would mention it anyways. As for the body styles, the car is available as a 2-door convertible only. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. It's just a 2-door convertible. As for the drivetrains, it is rear-wheel drive only as well. Thank God. As for the transmissions, it is manual only, which is actually surprising. I always thought there was automatic S2000s, but I guess there's not after looking it up. Apparently there's no automatic S2Ks, so that's actually, it's a good thing, you know, because everybody that buys an S2000 obviously is going to want the manual, but an interesting thing. As for the price, it is anywhere from like $10,000 for an absolute clapbox salvage title with 150,000 miles on it that probably isn't even worth the 10 grand that they're asking for it, all the way up to like 25 grand for a nice low mileage clean one, which sounds crazy, and it is still, you know, a little expensive. 25 grand is definitely not cheap. But for like a pretty legendary JDM car with a manual, with low mileage, that looks good, handles well, and is just overall a good car, 25K is honestly not that bad when you compare it to other cars like FD, RX-7s, R32 GTRs, Mark IV Supras. 25K is a fart in the wind, so it's really not that bad. As for the reliability and the gas mileage, it is a very reliable car engine-wise, because it is a Honda engine, obviously, so that's, you know, great. But the transmission and differential on these cars are actually the questionable part, especially the differentials, which we'll get into that more when we go into the good, bad, and uglies, but just know that they're pretty much glass diffs. And as for the gas mileage, it gets a 23 miles per gallon combined, which is good for a sports car. It's not great for an inline-4, but it's good enough for a sports car. Alrighty lads, so now what does the community tend to do with them in terms of modifying them? Well, for the drifting scene, it is not seen often, even though you would expect it to be seen often. It's JDM, it's rear-wheel drive, it looks good, it's got a good engine under the hood. You would expect it to be drifted quite a bit, but again, the glass transmission and glass differential scares away some of the drifting community, and on top of that, the price of them. The drifters, they want to spend like as cheap as possible on the car because it's going to be beat up, it's going to get destroyed. So 10 grand is it's iffy for these guys. As for the rally slosh off-road scenes, obviously this guy, they're not doing this. They're not buying the S2000 to take it rally racing. It's just not built for that. As for the street racing guys, it is seen sometimes, I guess, but again, it's very, very rare. People are sticking to the Honda Civics and Accords rather than the S2000s. As for the track racing community though, this is definitely its most popular application. They love handling well, and so the track guys, they like to buy them up. Autocross, hill climb, time attack, circuit racing, whatever it may be. Yeah, its home is the track, and so yeah, people are building them up for track all the time. As for the stance/show guys, the guys that are just building them up to look good and park them in a parking lot, yes, it's very popular because they do look incredible. However, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, I would highly recommend not doing this, dude. You have an S2000. It's a really good car in terms of handling. Please don't ruin it with a bunch of excessive camber and slamming it on the ground. So now we're into the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the way this works is, first I'm going to go over the good, which are just good things about the car. If you were looking at buying an S2000 in 2005, this is what the salesman would have said to you. Then I go over the bad, which aren't actually bad, it's just a fun play on words. The bad is more of a middle ground area where if it affects you, then yeah, it's obviously bad, but if it doesn't affect you, then who cares? And it's more like personal opinion style things. And then we get into the ugly, which are just genuine problems with the car. But like I said, let's get started with the good. And the first thing about the good that I think is the looks. I understand looks are personal preference, and almost everybody has a different opinion on that, but I don't think I've ever once in my entire lifetime heard somebody say that the S2000 looks bad, and I don't think I ever will hear somebody say that. The S2000 is overall a pretty good looking car. Like I genuinely don't, I think you're going to be hard struck to find somebody that actually thinks the S2000 looks bad. Like that's just, I just don't think is realistic, so that's why it's in the good today. Next for the good is the engine reliability. Like I said before, it is a Honda engine, it's an F-Series, and it's a great engine in terms of reliability. Next is they are appreciating assets. Even though they are a little bit expensive, they still are going up in price, and they still will just go up in price. There was only like 100,000 of these made within a 10-year span, so quick math, and that's 10,000 a year. And obviously a bunch of them have been crashed, a bunch of them are destroyed or heavily modified. And so if you buy one that's bone stock and just take good care of it and stuff, you can make a lot of good money on this car. Next is they're not too sketchy to go look at on Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. Now, obviously, every car on Facebook Marketplace is a little sketchy to go look at, but compared to like the vast majority of JDM cars, the S2000 is one of the least sketchy ones in my opinion. Like, would you rather go look at an S2000 or a 2G Eclipse? Yeah, I'm gonna choose the S2000. It's no secret that people that have, you know, a little bit of more money and stuff like that do tend to be older, more mature people and take care of their stuff. So it's not that sketchy to go look at them, which is nice. Next is the aftermarket support for these cars. They're a JDM car, and on top of that, they're a Honda. There's tons of aftermarket support, whether it's engine, exterior, interior, suspension, transmission. There's all kinds of different parts to buy for this car and tune to your liking. Next is the community for this car. Not only do you have the Honda community behind you, which I have gone on record multiple times in saying that they are the best community out there, and I stand by that. They are absolutely incredible. So you have the Honda community backing you, but you also have like the drifting and time attack and toge style just JDM community behind you as well, because it's a very legendary JDM car. So you have a lot of people behind you, and it's nice. Next is the handling behind this car. Yeah, it's super good handling wise. What more can I say? It is one of the type of cars where, I mean, we'll get into this in the bad a little bit, but it is one of the type of cars where you have to really practice makes perfect on the S2000, but once you get it down, it really rewards you. Next is they're extremely popular, so they're a good clout machine. You know, if you're looking at getting Instagram followers or TikTok followers, it's good for that. I mean, I personally don't care about that, and I guarantee the vast majority of people watching this don't care about that, but there's going to be that one or two guy out there that does care about that, and I'm not judging you, dude. That is you. People like that stuff, and that is 100% fine. I think people that make fun of people for like caring about their Instagram followers are kind of stupid, because dude, I make a living off of having YouTube subscribers, so like I get it, you know what I mean? But it's just not my personal style. But if that's you, that's you. Next is the car is manual only. I like that. I think that's a good thing. I guess you could say it's bad because it means that people that don't know how to drive manual can't own it, but that's also kind of just incorrect. I didn't know how to drive manual when I bought my 350Z, and I learned within like a weekend. It's not hard. And so I think it's just cool that it's only available as a manual. Next is these cars actually do have cup holders. Now, are they great? No. Do they have them though? Yes. It's kind of rare, honestly, for a two-door sports car, especially back from the 90s, early 2000s era, to have cup holders like that. And this one does, so that's a good thing in my opinion. And finally, for the good, is they are truly one of the best bang for your buck track cars out there. We mentioned this earlier with the track community, but yeah, they're great for the track, and even though they are more expensive than you would, want to spend, it's still cheaper than the vast majority of cars that are going to be on the track. Like, you're going to be beating 911s and GTRs with an S2000. All right, but now let's get into the bad, which again, I want to reiterate, is not actually bad. It's just, problems that it might affect you, it might not. It really depends on the type of person you are, or it's just personal preference style things, okay? First off is the sound. Obviously, this is 100% up to you. I personally think they sound pretty good. I don't really mind the sound of inline fours, but there are a lot of people out there that hate the sound of inline fours. They think they're horrible sounding. So here's a clip of the S2000. Next is the gas mileage. 23 miles per gallon isn't great, but it isn't bad. It's just right there in the middle, and that's why I'm putting it right here in the middle area. Next up is it is rear-wheel drive only. I personally love that. I like rear-wheel drive cars. I think rear-wheel drive cars are very driver-oriented cars, and I think they're awesome. However, there are people out there, obviously, that would rather have a front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive car. Maybe they live in a winter area, or maybe they're just not comfortable driving higher horsepower rear-wheel drive stuff, and I understand why, but I really think it's okay for this car, man. It's okay to have every once in a while there be a car that's only rear-wheel drive. You have a ton of options if what you want is all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive, whereas the rear-wheel drive guys are dwindling down more and more and more. So I think it's okay. Next is the space. Both cabin and cargo is obviously small. I mean, it's a small little roadster. You're gonna have, not the most leg or headroom, and you're not gonna have the most luggage room, but, just keep that in mind, I guess. Which also kind of ties into the next thing, where it's not a great daily driver, both for the space reason, but also because of the fact that it is low to the ground. It's rear-wheel drive only. It's manual only. Manual obviously not being that great to daily drive. There's a lot of factors that play into it, but yeah, this is just not the best daily driver out there. You can do it, but it's just not the best one. Next is it is horrible for winter conditions, again with the rear-wheel drive only being low to the ground, and just the fact that it was a sports car. Yeah, it's not great if you live in a snowy area and you're going to be driving this year-round. Next is they do experience snap oversteer sometimes, which kind of plays back into the thing I mentioned earlier about handling being good, where yes, the handling in this car is incredible, but only after you master it. So that's why I really do think S2000s are like a mature car enthusiast car. Like, I really don't recommend an S2K to like an 18-year-old, because the mature guy is going to see, okay, that is, out of my comfort zone, and I'm going to take it slow and start to learn and master this car, whereas the younger guy is just going to go flying around corners and just do it anyways, and the snap oversteer is going to catch them off guard every once in a while. Next is the AC does tend to have some issues. I have never had AC in any one of my cars, but some people really care about AC, I guess. Next is the timing chain tensioner also has some issues. It's not the end of the world, but it's never fun to have to replace that. Next is the price for the car. Obviously, being a $10,000 to $25,000 car, it means that not everybody can afford it. But again, I don't really necessarily think that's automatically a bad thing. I think it's an okay thing, because yes, there are cars in the world that are more expensive than other cars. Like, that's not a surprise. And if you're, balling on a budget here, there are still plenty of options for you, but an S2000 is unfortunately not one of them. And finally, for the bad, is the soft top does have issues, and the hard top is unfortunately too expensive. It's kind of annoying, obviously, because if you can't put up the top of the car, that means you can only drive it when you're 100% certain it's going to be sunny out, and even then, that means you can only drive it with the roof down. Or if it gets stuck while it's up, that's honestly the better scenario, but then that means you never get to experience the fun and the comfort of having a convertible car. Now, having a convertible car is both a blessing and a curse, in my opinion, but there are people out there that really, really like the soft top, hard top stuff, and it's unfortunate that it's a little iffy. All right, but now we are into the ugly. So this is the part where, like, yeah, these are actual problems. Like, I don't want to hear anybody in the comments being, no, it's not that bad. No, it's an actual problem. There's only one, though, that I could find with this car. The only true, genuine, like, serious problem you're going to have to address with this car eventually is the glass differential we were talking about earlier. Pretty much everybody I saw on any of the forums were saying to, like, replace the diff. Like, every one of them were like, yeah, replace the rear end on these cars. They're a ticking time bomb, and that's obviously not fun for any sort of motorsports. Yeah, the first thing that pops into mind is obviously drifting, and that's why people don't drift S2000s, is because of the glass diff. But it's also, very, very bad for people that like any sort of motorsports. Like, this car's not going to handle corners great if the differential's blowing out every 2 seconds. So keep that in mind. Differentials are not cheap to replace, and they're not fun to replace. So if somebody's already done it on the S2000, I think that would be peak. So my final thoughts. Do I think you should buy a Honda S2000 depending on the current situation that you as a person are in? Well, for the people looking for just a regular old daily driver, they do not care at all about cars. They just want something to get them from point A to point B. You could care less if it's a PT Cruiser or a Lamborghini Aventador. No, not at all. Get a Camry. There is zero reason why you should buy an S2000 as your daily driver. As for the car guys looking for a daily driver, because obviously, you know, we're a little bit different. We act like what we're going to buy is going to be only reliable and it's just going to get us from point A to point B. But we secretly, deep down inside, want something special. You know, we're the type of guys where, well, everybody else is buying the Honda Civic EX. We're buying the Honda Civic SIs. As for us, I still don't think this is a good option for us. It's still too unsafe and still too sketchy in subpar conditions. And on top of that, you still don't have the space that you're going to want out of a daily driver. I still don't think that this is a good daily driver for us. As for the Sunday cruiser folks, the folks that are just going to buy it, keep it in the garage, drive it every once in a while on nice days with the top down, cruising around with their wife, you know, going to get some ice cream or something. First of all, that sounds like the life. It's going to be great when I'm like 70. I'm going to be doing that all the time. As for you guys, yes, for sure. They're going up in price and keeping them clean does make sense for you. Just keep it clean, keep it nice. You don't have to really worry too much about the glass stiff and you'll be fine. As for the race car / project car folks, the folks that are obviously going all out, the people that are buying the cars, turn them into full-blown time attack machines. Yes, please. I love seeing Project S2Ks, but I want to see some more of them. They're actually kind of rare. It's really not that common to see S2000s built up to be something crazy, whether that may be because of the differential or of course the transmission as well. There's, you know, it's debatable, but either way, I do want to see it more. If people have the money to do that and you want to do that, absolutely go build up one of these things. I think it's something that will pay off very well. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video of the good, the bad, and the ugly on the Honda S2000. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what other videos I'd like to see in the comment section down below. Let me know what other cars you'd like to see me do a good, bad, and ugly on, because as you guys know, I mainly go off of recommendations when it comes to the good, bad, and uglies. We also are going to be starting up the new, well, not new, but the series we did back in the day again, where I go over how I would personally build certain cars. So next one is going to be on the Bug-Eye WRX, but I'm obviously open for recommendations for that as well. And check the links. All the links in the descriptions are all to my socials and my other YouTube channels. One of them is like Call of Duty related. One of them is From Software related. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but if you do, that's what it is. And so yeah, if you guys want to go check that out, I'd greatly appreciate it. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I love each and every one of you. You guys are great. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.